we cannot benefit from idolatry in any way, shape, or form. B'Shem Hashem na'aseh v'natzliach, Shir Torah, Shalom V'cha, Chaverim Yekarim, we have Parashat Eikev, here from Eretz HaKodesh, from Yerushalayim HaKdosha, where HaKadosh Baruch Hu in this parasha, He commands us to simply follow His laws. Once again, He tells us to follow His laws, where He tells us it shall be, because you will listen to these judgments and you will observe and perform them, that Hashem your God will safeguard for you the covenant and the kindness that He swore to your forefathers. He will love you, He will bless you, He will multiply you, and He will bless the fruit of your womb and the fruit of your land, your grain, your wines, and your oil, the offspring of your cattle, your herds of your flocks, upon the land that He swore to your forefathers to give to you. Ooh! Lots and lots of blessings. The Kadosh Baruch Hu says, if you just simply only listen to the Torah, if you just listen to the Torah and you follow the laws, you'll get all these blessings. Now, of course, a person says, oh, I'll follow the blessings, what, to say Birkat HaMazon, I can do that. What, to say Modeh Ani, I can do that. To say Asher Yatzah, I can do that. To put on Tefillin, I can do that. I can do a lot of things. But then when he sees that in chapter 7, verse number 25, it says, Pesidei Elohem tisrefun ba'esh lo tachmod kesef ve'zahav alehem. Ve'lakachta lach pen tivakesh bo ki toivat Adonai Elohecha hu. Says that the carvings of their gods, idolatry, you shall burn in fire. You shall not covet silver and gold upon them, and take for yourself, lest you be ensnared because of it, for it is an abomination to Hashem your God. So here HaKadosh Baruch Hu tells us that one of those commandments, that's not Birkat HaMazon, that's not Tefillin, that's not necessarily so easy, is not only to destroy idolatry when it's possible, such as the Etz Ashur that Yeshua ben Nun had to destroy as soon as they entered Eretz Yisrael, or all types of other idolatry, but to despise idolatry, to mock idolatry, so much so that we have a clear understanding that we cannot benefit from idolatry in any way, shape, or form. So if, let's say, for example, somebody sacrifices their hair to their false god in India, and then they turn that hair into a wig, we cannot buy that wig, we cannot wear that wig, we cannot sell that wig, because that would be benefiting from idolatry. And this, unfortunately, is the majority of the wigs in the world today. They're coming from idolatry. It's a clear Torah violation that Rav Elyashiv alav hashalom fought against. עם גדילים וטבעים, עם הפיוט הזה, ממש פריצה שינקומהו, והנה נראיתם לבקר הזה. Vehemently, the Rishon LeZion today,
חוץ מהשיגעון של פי אנוכית, שזה נהיה היום שיגעון שם רחם, דבר כזה היה פעם בספרדים, הרי אני ביררתי את העניין. השערות שמביאים פי אנוכית, רובם ככולם שיער שמגיע מעבודה זרה. זה כמה מחילה מכבוד תורתו, הרב גרוס, זמנו שדיברו על זה שזה שערות של עבודה זרה, הרבה אשכנזים, ליטאים, חסידים, הפסיקו לחבוש פאה נוכרית, שריים ישראל. הם הולכים כולם עם מטפחת, איזה יופי היה. פתאום בא הרב גרוס הזה, והתיר את הפאה, ואז חזרו בחזרה.
is fighting against it, saying that it's clear to him that not only are wigs forbidden because of the modesty issues, but they're forbidden because they're coming from idolatry. And many other chachamim have joined the battle to fight against the idolatry of wigs, over the last several years, since we brought a lot of the research out there and proofs that it's simply impossible to find a kosher real hair wig out there that's not coming from idolatry. So one of the things that a person needs to do is to understand that he has to fight idolatry tooth and nail. He has to mock it. He cannot benefit from it, if it's a product, or if it's even missionaries that are going door to door or making videos online. A person needs to warn people about them. If it's anything to do with things that are against Hashem, that Hashem finds as an abomination, a person has to be aware that he has a obligation to not only stay away from it, but if the opportunity is given to such a person, they have to fight it. So this is not necessarily such an easy mitzvah, especially for people that are falling for the trap of the Satan, which is money. Where it says, "Don't fall for the gold and silver." Even if there's gold and silver on this idolatry, don't take it because you're not allowed to benefit from it. So if the pshat is that if, let's say, they found a idol, and the idol has all types of diamonds on it that are worth a lot of money, you're not allowed to take those diamonds and sell them in the market. Why? Because that would be benefiting from idolatry. You have to destroy them with the idol. Even if that idol could build 50 yeshivot, you cannot benefit from it. Needless to say, the same thing goes where a lot of people are taking money from the idol worship of Christianity today, where they're taking donations from them in order to build all types of places that are connected to Judaism. But in reality, we see that not only is this a trap from Christianity in order to keep an open door policy for them to missionize the Jews, but also we see that there's a lot of problems in those institutions that are taking Christian money. So Kadosh Baruch Hu told us that we have to, follow the Torah, and not necessarily just the easy things that perhaps are not politically correct and so on. So how could a person get himself to such a point? So in the parasha we see there's a couple of times where Kadosh Baruch Hu commands us to be glued to him, to cleave onto him, dveikut, where it says, Et Adonai Elohecha tira, Oto ta'avod ubo tidbak ubishmo tishava. It says, Hashem your God shall you fear, him shall you serve, to him shall you cling, in his name shall you swear. So it says that we have to fear him, we have to serve him, we have to cling to him. Later on in the end of the parasha, this was in chapter 10, verse number 20. Then later on in chapter 11, verse number 22, it says that for if you will carefully observe this entire commandment that I command you, to do it, to love Hashem your God, to go in all his ways and to cling to him, Hashem will drive out all these nations from before you, and you will take possessions of the nations greater and mightier than yourselves. So again, we're commanded to cleave to Hashem, in addition to loving him, to fearing him, and a lot of good things will come out of it. The question is, what's cleaving to Hashem? So Mefarshim say, how can you cleave to Hashem? He's a all-consuming fire. So it says, really, to cleave to Hashem, it's not possible, but you have to cleave to Talmidei Chachamim. Cleaving to Talmidei Chachamim is not only just learning the Torah, but looking for opportunities to help Talmidei Chachamim. Help them financially, help them in socially, help them in any way you possibly can, and to really be as close as possible to Talmidei Chachamim and try to help them in all the possible ways. So much so that the Gemara Masechet Brachot says, a person that learns Torah but does not cleave to the Talmidei Chachamim, to do shimush, to help these Talmidei Chachamim, cannot be a Talmid Chacham. Why? Shimush is something that keeps you close to a Talmid Chacham, where you're able to learn certain things that you can't learn from the shiurim, you can't learn from the books, and you can't learn just for no reason. Hashem literally has to gift it to you as a result of your behavior. One of the great things that we've merited to have in coming to Eretz Yisrael is to be closer to our own dear Rav Ephraim, and then to be able to do more and more things that, of course, Baruch HaShem, we've tried to do everything we can from afar, but there's certain things you can't do from afar. If a person understands what it is, he truly gets literally a spiritual pleasure out of going to get a coffee or breakfast for his rabbi, to that extent. But a person that doesn't understand that thinks, oh wait, what is that idolatry, what is this, what is that? So such people, unfortunately, are still far away. The question is that all dveikut means? To just cleave to Talmidei Chachamim?
התברר לי 100% שזה מגיע משיער של עבודה זרה. אדם שקונה פאה נוחית בבית, אחר כך לא יגיד למה יש לי צרות, למה יש לי דברים. הנה, יש לך עבודה זרה בתוך הבית.
By offering our hairs, because offering hair itself is most important one. We are offering the beauty itself to the God.
We cannot benefit from idolatry in any way, shape, or form.